As Caliber enters its 25th year, we have come up with a special episode of podcast called Quality Talks. Caliber has had the very rich experience and fortunate enough to actually work with great organizations and great people. And we would like, through this podcast series, to actually interact with our great clients and get more inputs from them. Today, our guest, Mr. Dhwani Dholakia, he heads the IT division of Otsuka Pharmaceuticals Limited. And in this leadership role, he plays a very important role in actually tuning getting the pharmaceutical organization into the technology that is needed, and also make sure stays the leader in the market. Very welcome, Dhwaniji. And we are very happy to have you over here. And yes, of course, we will start it. I know 25 years of your experience as career is a lot of experience. When you say 25 years of career, it means 25 years in your office as well as 25 years out of office. So that's a big experience. But we will begin with the beginning. So I would like to start with asking you about your childhood, what it was, how it was, what made you, or how it made you into the man you are today.
So, Mr. Phani, I think, first of all, congratulations to Team Caliber for completing 25 years. Because I feel in the industry, completing 20, 25, 30 years is always the biggest achievement considering the trend in the industry. And with this medium, I would wish that Caliber goes on and complete the century also.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me for this special initiative. When we talk about childhood and 25 years of the experience, I always feel that experience is the best teacher and guru. And if I introspect or if I recollect my last 25 years or early 10 years or 15 years, I feel that the one thing which my learning is that if you have resource crunch, if you have crisis during a childhood, I think that is the first stepping stone for your career and achievements.
That's what brings out the fire in you.
Exactly. So, as every child goes through, the middle class family goes through, the way I've gone through my childhood, belonging to a very middle class family, but very simple family. The child who went through the normal routine of child playing outside, not inside or playing with the gadget, because that time was not of the gadgets. Being in the exterior during the day, school time, education time, that helped me, get the lot of environmental insights during the childhood. And I've started learning about how we should educate ourselves during a childhood. And full credit goes to the parents, because we always know that parents are the first owner of our life, who actually gives you a lot of inputs about the life, about education, about character during your childhood. And that makes the strong base for whatever we are today after 20, 25 years experience.
Definitely. Any specific incidents that you could relate to or come up with in regarding these?
So I was very sporty during my childhood, and I was actually living the sporting environment, though I did not have any resources. There were a lot of constraint, be it a financial or the other resources when I wanted to play the sports. But just as I said, when you are being upbringing happens in a very limited, within the limited resource environment, you find out the way to, get that experience. And maybe I was surrounded by it was the kind of environment where economically low background people were living around, and I did not have a proper company. So the one thing I still recollect, and that has helped me to strive through these 25 years, is I was playing alone. But that passion of keep on playing the sport, I was playing alone. So somehow technically I started getting a lot of things to know about the sporting environment and how to develop ourselves in a lonely environment,
I think sports creates a very good environment for building yourself to,
So what I feel that every human being needs a great level of energy, be it a physical or psychological. When you play alone, you start talking to yourself, and that's what, I when I recollect that is the major part of my childhood, that talking to self during playing alone has started the journey of introspection. And if I recollect, this is the one main area which I really feel that has helped me till now. That is the introspection. This is what I still remember, that during a childhood, I was talking to self and introspecting, and that started my journey.
So you said you were an avid sports person. Any specific sports that you...
If you ask any child in India, it is always cricket.
So it's gully or inter...
It was completely a gully cricket,
Yes.
Definitely in the school, during the weekend, I used to play the matches, the cricket matches. So that has somewhere helped me to started gelling with the people, starting nuances of not cricket, but how this cricket helps in the real life.
I think sports persons undergo a lot of mental thinking. They need a lot of mental stability.
Yes.
And because their careers are like that.
Yeah.
So I think that aspect of sportsmen forms a very important role model for all the others also to emulate. I think you've been very intelligent enough, I'm sorry but to actually grasp this.
Yes.
We only see sports persons playing, but we won't see the mental agony they undergo.
Yes.
But this is very good.
So one thing, when we talk about sports, it always teaches you to lose, So during childhood, nobody want to, lose, they always want to win. That's what also with me. But at that time, it was all went out of, the frustration or the aggression. But that is what now today, when I introspect, I feel that sports always teaches you to, live that the loss of your life, you should manage that.
Yeah, that's very interesting perspective. You also have another hobby of podcast. I've seen your LinkedIn profile. So you do a lot of podcasts. I'll come to those podcasts later. So, but if you look at your career, I think I would call it, I was just going through some of the things, and then I saw it as a pre-Otsuka era and a post-Otsuka era. So can you define a little bit about your pre-Otsuka era?
So if I talk about myself, pre and post, I'm a very introvert kind of person. And a lot of people who now watches my podcast, they always have this exclamation mark that you and podcast, because I was a kind of person that I normally don't talk to people much. I remain aloof. I keep on doing my work.
Okay.
So pre-Otsuka was always kind of the era of, I can say, solitude. We normally say that I remain, with me only, don't talk too much with other people, don't mingle up much. But that was the area where I used to, keep on doing my work, and I did not talk to people much. So I did not have, understanding of the idea that how the beautiful world is when you go and meet people, when you go and talk to people. It is a completely different world, and it's full of learning. So the pre-Otsuka was focusing more on the operational work, keep on doing the work. But the moment we went to the Otsuka era, we have got the different culture, Japanese culture. That started understanding of process. And it's a philosophy of my life from the sports. I always use this punchline that process is more important than result.
Oh, okay.
So the post-Otsuka was talking about understanding about the processes, going and meeting people, understanding what is happening in the world, exploring what is happening in the industry. So the both era have completely a different, vertical, I can say. One was a person who was very introvert, who was not much aware about what is happening in the world. The other era, the person has completely changed the transformation and started learning about the life, about the work, culture, philosophy, and the people. So completely different two era.
So that is on the process part of it. How would you differentiate the work that you are doing, actual work that was being done before and after? I think I'm a very big fan of the Japanese terminologies. You have just-in-times, the Toyota working culture, and you have ikigais and all such things.
Yes.
So I'm sure these probably may not have played so much role in the Indian organizations, but we have our own ways of doing work. And Japanese, again, they're more process-oriented and things like that. So how were you able to manage the shift, or where did you feel more comfortable, and what was it?
So beauty of Indian people they are comfortable in any environment. You ask them to work.
They'll accommodate everything.
Yes. If you ask them to work haywire, they will do. If you ask them to work in a limited resources or the processes, they can. But yes, It was a completely new phase for all of us learning because it is all about processes, more on the discipline part. Though I don't say that we people are not disciplined people. We are disciplined people in our day-to-day life. But when we talk about the work, we are kind of people that by hook and crook we want to do the work. But the Japanese people, they believe in the process and planning. And that is where we started learning this area. We were having these qualities, but we never realized that we should use these qualities.
What came out?
And that started, we started realizing that this is what we need to do now. So we started becoming more process oriented. We started becoming more planned people. And discipline, as I said, discipline in your planning and the activity, which we started doing. So this is something new experience we got.
There was probably a clarity as to how to approach things,
Yes,
and
yes.
that you could see the future now.
Yes. So we can say that this work I can finish in 6 months or 1 year time. The way we Indian work is that the moment you get work, you started working on that without thinking about any planning or something. You just want to finish. You thought I'll finish in 1 month, but it takes sometimes 4 months, 5 months. But when we work as per the Japanese philosophy, we actually know how soon we will be able to finish this.
It's a definite success.
Yes.
Definite success. Nice. You are into electronics. What prompted you to get into electronics and then get into pharma wing? I mean, they're related. I mean, you're doing on the IT front now, but how did you think of electronics and then into the pharma?
So that's very interesting question. I did not have any clue what to do, But in India, in middle class family, when the boy is born, he will become an engineer. That is the always thought. And somewhere while doing my schooling, I always wanted to go into engineering. But when you reach to a 12th board, which is a biggest roadblock for most of us, so I thought if not engineering, then if I want to study related to engineering, then that is the one area, the electronics, which I was always fond of doing some activity in the electronics part.
Oh, okay.
During childhood, I used to do a lot of such activity. So I thought electronics is the right subject to learn. So that is where I started, studying electronics. Career is always unplanned, and in the middle class family, the first need is job. You don't think that what I'll do or where I'll go.
You get it and you do it.
Yes, I want the job. So the moment I completed my graduation, I thought, let me just first get the job. So I started doing a very basic activity because somewhere I was also learning computers. So I started, working as just operating the computer systems. And I did not have any clue that what should I do. But fortunately, God has always planned for you. So somewhere I got in touch with one of the person who was in that time, it was an era of internet service provider, Class A, Class B,
ISPs.
ISPs.
Yes.
So fortunately, I got into the Class A ISP company. And that is where actually I started my actual professional journey. And it was almost 3.5 years I was working in a customer delivery sort of area. And 2001 was the era where Gujarat, not mostly all Indian cities, but Gujarat experienced the biggest earthquake.
2000, 2001?
2001. And that, that shook everything, not about the professional personal life, but it's about everything, be it infrastructure, be it a job, be it a business of all the companies. And that is where our company got also affected. And then it was that they wanted to, minimize the operation. So there was a thought that what should we do now? So the first time the thought came that we should also, look for some job. We should also try something else. And that is where I saw the opening in this pharmaceutical company where the IT experienced person was required. And I thought, let me just give a try. And I did that and that happened. So it was not planned. It was all coincident. The incidental or the kind of situation came up. And that took me to the pharma.
Oh, that's wonderful. And now IT being such a big backbone of any organization, especially now if you look at pharma 4.0, we're all talking about 4.0s, 5.0s, etc. So there has been a radical change. I mean, in these 25 years, you must have really seen the adaptation of IT at a very, very different level.
Yes.
What was it, if you talk of from today, what is it or what was it earlier and how do you think it is going to be in the future? The adaptation, the way IT is going to help other industries, etc.?
I see it's a complete transformation. It's not about the IT or the computer system. It's about the culture, the way business has been running. It's a complete shift, I feel. I still remember that the day I started my first job, and I was managing a computer system. At the time, computer was a luxury. If somebody get a computer in the job was a luxury. So I did not think that, that computer, the IT will go in a different direction. But I feel that the shift, we always say that earlier we used to call EDP department in the company, which now we call IT.
IT, yeah.
But earlier it was just setting up the computer system or getting the ERP.
More of a hardware?
Yeah, it's kind of a computer shop, give a computer, give a ERP. Yeah. But second phase, what we saw is a complete digitalization, where you have something and you put a technology in place. So it is just, lift and shift kind of thing. You get the system and place in the system or the process. But now today, what we talk about Industry 4.0, I feel it's not about technology. It's about the human mindset, I feel so. It's about change management. We always say digital transformation. So I always say these are two different worlds. One is digital, which is just a medium. What is important is transformation. We talk about very fancy technology. We talk about artificial intelligence. We talk about MES. But these are just a medium which we bring and put in this system. But it is not as easy because it needs a shift of mindset. I, being a 25-year-old person in the profession, I don't entertain any new change, Mm-hmm. If you bring something and I have to change my way of working, it doesn't happen. People don't accept that. So I feel this is a complete shift of mindset. And if wherever people change or where people are ready to change, I think the technology becomes successful.
How are the pharma organizations really working towards this? Because as you said, people being in that older ways of working, it's very difficult for them to get into this new style. And of course, you start realizing things a lot faster because the outputs are much faster. Yes. And there are more technology. There's a lot more technology that is coming in. How is the pharma segment actually coping up or planning? What exactly is it doing to make sure that they're ready for this?
So there are two things. The pharma being a very traditional business, manufacturing business. And the ultimate objective is always a patient. Or it's about lifeline. Mm-hmm. So pharma company never want to change their way of working because ultimately it may impact the end result. So there was big no about the transformation. But what we see in last 10 years, we have seen the second generation has taken over the pharma business. Mm-hmm. And they come up with a different mindset. They are very techno-savvy. And they've seen the result. So I feel that in last 10 years, and especially last 5 years, healthcare and pharma companies are bang on the technology. They want to bring technology. They want this transformation to happen. Only thing for pharma supply chain is a biggest concern. So they always want not to happen any disruption in this area. So earlier they were little bit hesitant, but in last 5 years the things have completely changed. Yes. They are looking for getting a new technology, putting in place, changing their processes, and increase the efficiency of the business.
I think I also noticed this change a lot from when we were starting, delivered our limbs as the first delivery and to what we are today. There's been a lot of difference in the thinking of people who are actually adopting this technology as well. So they know what they want, they know how they want it, and they know the end result also as to how to happen. I think there's been a very different change in the thinking of the people of.
But as I said, everybody needs to understand this. This process is more important.
Yes.
Technology transformation will not bring change overnight. Yes. It's a process. You will have to go through the process for a year, 2, 3, and then ultimately you will start getting the result.
Yeah, that's a wonderful change. I think past 5 years, as you said, has been a very, very fast change, and it's a good change. I think it's very positive. So how do you, going ahead, Daji, what do you really think pharma industry is slated for down the next 5 years, 10 years?
So a lot of innovation has started happening in the pharma and healthcare because of the technology. We see a lot of mobile app has started, getting launched, which are more related to patient or the health or the healthcare part. So they are really keen. Only thing, as I said, that they want to bring all these changes, they want to bring all the technologies, but there are disruptions.
Yeah.
So this is one area where I feel that still they are hesitant. They feel it is a kind of risk because ultimately this may hamper the business. But I think full credits to all the technology partners or the OEM because they have been studying healthcare very accurately and nicely. They are bringing subject matter expert to their business. That is helping pharma to take up the all such technology initiative. So I feel that next 10 years is going to be a complete transformation in the healthcare industry.
Do you see, there's been a lot of talk of only AI ML.
Right.
Do you see only the AI ML part, or is there a comprehensive 360 degrees grooming that you will see within
No,
there?
I feel that AI, why people are talking about AI, because when we talk about AI, it is all data game. And pharma being a traditional business operation, they have a lot of data being a manufacturing industry. And we have seen that now slowly trend is getting changed from reactive to proactive. And AI is one area which gives you a predictable results or predictable monitoring. So which always
You
say
could
predictive
know what is
analysis.
happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel AI is going to be a game changer because it gives you a future, it gives you vision, out of the data. Apart from AI, if I talk about the pharma industry, they have a huge manufacturing process and a lot of pharma has multiple plants. So coping up this manufacturing operation has become now challenge. So I feel that they are more focusing on this transition from manual operation to the some sort of automation where they get accuracy, they get efficiency because we are more manpower intense job and that is a dependency now. And we have seen a lot of Japanese company or other companies from the other countries have started investing in India. And the moment they come here, they always think about the automation. So I see manufacturing is one area where manufacturing companies are eyeing a lot of new initiatives.
Yes. I think it's easier, I would say, when compared to the manufacturing part, the quality control, quality assurance, the other things are more easily manageable
Yes.
than when compared to
Yes.
the manufacturing. So manufacturing is going to take a...
And top of it, a lot of regulatory, the agencies now, they want something, the online system where they can have a good audits. So I see that change now in pharma company. They are slowly moving from traditional manual operation to the online operations.
How is Otsuka gearing up for this?
Otsuka being a 100-year-old company, when we talk about Japan, they are completely automated. It's not about Otsuka, it's about Japan. If you go to any store, you don't see any cashier, You put a money into machine, you get the change. So being a Japanese company, they are more focused on the automation part, on the technology part. We being a number one IV and clinical nutrition, that is where it is our forte. But being a healthcare company, being a pharma company, we always talk about the patient safety and we talk about all the healthcare part. We are focusing on complete nutrition part, starting from understanding the unmet need to supply chain. This is one area where Otsuka has a vision to bring the technology and work on the complete nutrition, total nutrition part.
Oh, yes. I think that's the next aspect that it will
Yes.
definitely be
Yes.
big.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think IT organizations like Caliber, what do you think, I would say, put it this way, what do you think organizations like Caliber should do to meet those expectations or needs, or how should we be geared up in other way?
So I must say that company like Caliber, they are already geared up. They have already given a lot of new tools and techniques, to make the operation easier. One area I feel because now when we talk about transformation, as I said, there is a change management, which is very difficult for a human being. And it's a mindset point. I feel that this is what last week when I was part of the one panel member, I was discussing on some area. And suddenly during this panel discussion, I was started introspecting this, that we as the end user, we are not ready for change or the disruption. So I feel that now the technology partner and the customer relation, I feel as a parent and child, because every child needs some guidance. They need some hammering also many times. Then they groom, they understand they adjust their mindset. They start digesting the inputs. If you put a system in place, it will work. But people are not ready to adjust as the system. They want system as per their process. So I feel that company like Caliber, having a huge subject matter expertise, having a huge experience on the technology front, can come forward and actually pamper your child, your customer, guide them, consult, and give the orientation that how they can travel this journey. Because you know that your technology is going to work. You have already experienced, you have developed that itself, and you have implemented at a lot of places. But many company needs a proper guidance, a guide, a philosopher. So if you go and spend some time with customer and understand what is happening, where they are stuck up, what is that it is stopping them to move ahead. And if you just intervene and help them to take this journey ahead, I think it will help them, and this journey will go ahead and will get the end result. So I feel that you need to play a role of parent.
Okay, that is a very big role. But I think it's a very nicely put statements there, set of statements. Because I've seen the industry earlier when we started giving solutions, they were just accepting whatever solutions we were giving, which we thought were the best solutions, of course. But slowly we started, they also started interacting, saying, this is my problem, how can you solve it? So they got more of the transaction and of the solution part, right?
So that is where I was just telling you, because they will become, they want whatever was happening at their end, they want system to place the same role, which is not possible, I think so.
Paper on glass sort of a thing.
Because system always think about the regulation, about the compliance, everything, and system is being made out of all this thought process. So I'm sure the moment you go to the customer place, some fine tuning at customer end is also required. But to gel up with the customer on this thought process is very important, and that handshaking is highly required. And if you do so, I think customer will easily, they will accept this system and they will drive the system.
I think it's more sort of a partnership driven. I think there has to be a mutual sort of a work that has to be done here and there. So Dhwaniji, we've just talked about your passion for sports. And I've also understood that you have actually done a lot of podcasts on related to sports and etc. So what is it that really took you to this podcast sort of a segment that you wanted to cover and show people?
So you talk about pre-Otsuka and post-Otsuka era. So pre-Otsuka, as I said, it was a time of a lot of challenges, difficulties in working and being an introvert person. I did not have a clue what should I do. But post-Otsuka era, it has empowered us a lot. We started doing a lot of presentations. When we do presentation, it is all about what we will do in coming future, how we will do. And when we do presentation, we connect with some thought process or maybe some philosophy. So the process of this presentation has started, giving me a lot of thoughts, different thoughts, and that has also helped me in my work. Other side, the sports, I feel that sports is not only an activity, it's a different philosophy of life. Because when we see real life sports incidents, real life sports people, and if you read about their life, because sports is one area where you do not see any drama. It is not, the story is not being made or written. It is whatever is happening is live on the field. So you get a lot of insights after of that event, how the sports person has conducted a specific situation, how he was in his high and lows. So I used to read a lot while playing, and the same thought process I was implementing when I was playing. And that struck something in my mind that this is something, a beautiful philosophy of life, which helps every individual, be it a professional, personal. So I gathered a lot of learning, and I thought, if I want to pass on this learning, what should be the way? And the introspection kept on going, and while discussing with one of my friends that this is something I want to do, I want to pass on my thought process to the younger generation, but I don't know what should I do? He said, podcast is the best medium, and that is where the thought came in my mind. And I do not belong to any media house, or I do not have any broadcasting experience. So I thought, let me just give a try. Let me understand what is podcast actually. So I did little bit of study.
Begin from the beginning. That's
Beginning
what
from the beginning, yes. And I thought, though I've been doing a lot of presentation, even I do some, sports event, I do some presentation ceremony, I conduct that.
Okay.
So that actually helped me in bringing this initiative because that confidence I was having. So I thought, let me give a try. And though belong to a sports sort of area, I had a couple of friends who played a domestic level of sports professional. So I talked to them and they agreed on that. So I thought, let me give a try. And I started doing this when in the weekend or whenever I am free in the weekend. And the first, second, third podcast actually gave me confidence. And I thought this is the best way I can pass on the learning. And it will also give me learning because I meet a lot of different people from different domains, be a medical, academic, sports, other science subject, journalist. So that actually gave me a different sort of life experience and learning. So the first podcast when I did, I feel this is healthy for me also because I'm getting a lot of new thought process, new learnings after talking to such an eminent personality. And that is the reason I continue this podcast.
It's a wonderful one. I think it's one way to reach out to people is very good.
Yes.
Your favorite sports persons, please?
So being a cricket follower, we always have a couple of names in mind like Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid. But now we are sitting in Hyderabad, so I cannot miss one name, which is Pulela Gopichand.
Oh, okay.
If we read his story, I feel that Pulela Gopichand has written his own philosophy. And when we talk about technology and the project, he has proved one thing that there is no thing such as failure. There is nothing like failure.
It's learning.
The moment you give up, it is a failure. Otherwise, it is not failure. And that's what we experience in technology projects. The moment we bring the project, we don't see any outcome. We don't see any ROI. We see hazy picture and we start feeling that this is a failure for us. But I always say it is not a failure. Unless and until you don't give up, it is not a failure. So keep on going. Let us keep trying this project. One day we will get a success. So this is one area which Pulela has given a great thought. And if we understand his journey, dedication, determination, courage, and hard work and discipline, these are the words which he has actually exhibited in his life. So he is one of my favorite.
No, good. If you do a podcast of Rahul Dravid, please send it to me free of cost. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rahul Dravid.
Oh, he's a different person, I think. I say that Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, people know him as a cricketer, but they are not only a cricketer. I think they are legend for the life because they are actually teaching that how to be a good human being in any situation, and that's what they have been doing.
Great, wonderful, nice learnings. Coming back to the Otsuka part of transformation, the digital transformation part. You've been a part of it for quite some time now. How has your journey been? Some difficulties I'm sure you must have come across. And how much has Caliber been able to actually support you in your journey?
So light on that. When we talk about the transformation journey of Otsuka, not only me, most of the people did not know what to do. Because we heard digital transformation industry 4.0 word,
Yes.
but we did not know what to do. But as I said, it is all about change management and mindset. I think under the guidance of the leadership team and the CEO, we coined this word digital transformation, that we should do this, and we formed the task force for this digital transformation, having people from cross-functional team. And we started doing brainstorming that what should we do, what are the challenges, which are the area where we are actually struggling.
Did you have to prioritize some areas before?
So that's what we did not know what to do. So priorities are at other end. But we started doing brainstorming, and that brainstorming actually got us a lot of challenges on the table. And then we started prioritizing what are our challenges. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about pharmaceutical or the manufacturing, quality is the key. That is the focus area for everyone. Okay. And we thought that let us talk about the quality function first, because quality being a manual operation. Let us think about that, and that is where we also coined this word LIMS and document management system. And then the question is that who is the right partner? And in India, when we talk about all this initiative, definitely Caliber is the name, And fortunately, we got to meet a couple of people from Caliber, and we did a lot of brainstorming with them, the discussion with them. They understood our processes, and we thought there are a lot of things to be done. So jointly, Otsuka and Caliber thought that we cannot do everything at the same time. So let us design certain phases. So we thought the laboratory is the main area where we want to initiate. So LIMS was the priority. And then we moved to documentation system. And now slowly we are moving to other part. Caliber, I must say that, or whenever I meet your leadership team, I always say one thing, that the kind of culture which we have seen in Caliber, we meet anybody, we see a very grounded approach. We don't see that they are the subject matter expert. So that is the first area where, that attracted us to, partnership with Caliber, that the approach, and the LIMS, when we started, we struggled because of our challenges also, but Caliber patiently drove this project nicely, and they've given their everything for this project, because the first stepping stone has to be a successful.
Yes.
Then we can take the other.
That's where the confidence comes from.
Yeah. So I think Caliber team has given their experience, expertise on the LIMS subject, and after a year or two, we can say we were successful implementing the LIMS. So we were looking for expertise in the experience, and that's what Caliber brought in the project. And that gained the confidence that we can drive this journey, we can travel this journey. And now the journey is continuing with Caliber.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yes, I think it's been an absolute honor for us also, because, as you said, the culture is quite different from the regular industry clients that we see. It's not which is better, which is not better, but I think which is more easy to follow, which is more ensures us, that this will yield in the result. Yes. So I think Otsuka in that way we have been very fortunate to have worked with Otsuka and learned a different way of working. And I really hope we continue from here and build this partnership even stronger.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And once again, congratulations to Caliber team. And I really wish that Caliber team keep on going for 100 years and make difference in the industry and the business.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It has been great talking to you, and I think wonderful insights that you've given, especially on the working culture. I've become even a bigger fan of that working culture now, and that there is a lot of learning that you can get outside your working life as well, like sports, you said, and of course the amount of ethics or integrity that you have within the work. I think it's been a lot of insights. Thank you very much. And we will ensure that we support you to the fullest. Make sure your dreams come true.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So that was Mr. Dhwani Dholakia giving us great insights of how implementations are done and other aspects of how implementation should be done in pharmaceutical organizations. This was one of the podcasts as a part of our 25th annual celebrations. Many more to come. Stay tuned.